Hey y'all, it's Corey with Everyday Man, doing everyday reviews for everyday people. Today I'd like to give you guys a rundown on this 2300 PSI Ryobi electric pressure washer, and we'll get to it right after this. So guys, let me give you a little rundown on why I went with an electric pressure washer. I had an older Honda model gasoline pressure washer, and it worked fine. In fact, it worked real well until it didn't. So the issue with a gasoline unit like this is they don't get used every day. And when they don't get used every day, your carburetors can get gummed up. And it can really become a pain to try and keep the maintenance up on something that only gets used every once in a while. So when mine died, I looked into the electric pressure washer and I found this unit. Now this unit at 2300 PSI, it really is pushing the pressure up there to getting close to your gasoline units. Now, the downside to it is it only puts out 1.2 gallons per minute, and that's pretty low. So if you're coming from a gasoline pressure washer to an electric, your pressure is going to be a little bit lower, but not much. But you will find that the water volume coming out of your nozzle is quite a bit lower. But I actually don't find this to be a negative. In my day-to-day use with it, or day-to-day, when I do use it, I've used it to pressure wash a four-wheeler. I've used it to pressure wash my concrete. And I find that the lower gallons per minute actually is a better thing, believe it or not, because what's happening is you're not creating an overwhelming mess of water everywhere. It actually only uses what it needs, and it really does a good job of cleaning. Now, it comes with a 25-foot hose that I don't use. I had one from my previous pressure washer. I use a 50-foot hose, but it's the same thing. I just use it for a little more reach. The cord on it is 35 feet long. So between the 50-foot cord and that 35-foot, between the 35-foot cord and my 50-foot hose, I can really go a long ways using this thing. Now, one thing I do like about this Ryobi electric pressure washer is that it doesn't have any proprietary fittings. All your pressure washer attachments will fit this unit. For instance, the one it comes with has just a 1/4-inch quick connect coupling that can attach to any tip you use. Now this one's the turbo nozzle from them. What it is a 0% spray, but it rotates and it really gets everything really clean. Now I bought this 15-inch Ryobi surface cleaner with it. And the reason I went with the 15-inch, which says it's for gasoline use only, is because I had the smaller one and it broke within like 5 minutes. So I purchased this unit thinking it would be a bit more heavy duty. And it actually works really well with the Ryobi. And with the foam cannon, I will say this thing works great because it doesn't put out an overwhelming amount of water. It really creates a really thick foam and it makes it very easy to use. Now the soap dispenser on it, I've never used it. I use my foam cannon. So I really can't attest to how that works. But the unit itself is very well constructed. The cart that it sits on is really tall enough for me to use without bending over. And I'm over 6 foot. It works really nicely. The hose fittings are very easy to get to, easy to use. And like I said, nothing's proprietary. Everything can be crossed between any pressure wash you have. The on and off button is very solid working, works very nicely. Now, as with most electric pressure washers, when you let off the handle, the motor quits on them and you lose your pressure. And when you squeeze it, you got to wait for the pressure to build back up. And that's not the case with this unit. The motor continues to run, but you will hear a difference in it because I think the pump actually disconnects from the motor when it's overpressured. So when you release the handle, the motor continues to run, but the pump doesn't. You'll hear it, which is very nice because when you squeeze it, it actually has more pressure than what it usually has, and it really jolts out real quick. But one thing you will find is it's not nearly as loud as a gasoline unit. With a gasoline unit, if I'm under my carport pressure washing, by the time I shut that thing off, I can't hear anything. Now, this thing is not silent by any means. The motor and the pump do make noise, but you can easily have a conversation while using this, and it works out really well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set it up, I'm gonna show you a couple of attachments on it, and I'll show you how it is to use and how well it really does work. So give me a few minutes, guys, and I'll be back with you. All right, y'all, to hook this thing up is really easy. I've taken the cord off and plugged it in. Now, this is our water hose. in our water hose fitting, and it just simply screws on. You just want to ensure you don't cross thread it, especially when you're using a hose like this that's got a plastic fitting, but it screws on nice and easy. Now our pressure washer hose, you have to ensure that the O-ring gets inside the fitting. Make sure it's in there, and then you can begin to screw it on, and it's got a nice tight fitting that won't leak. And as far as the wand goes, it's the same fitting. Either side can go to the pressure washer or the wand. You can see it's got the O-ring. Make sure it gets inside the fitting, and this will screw on nice and easy. So first thing I'm gonna show you guys is the turbo nozzle that comes with the unit, and then I'll show you these other two. So give me 1 second. Okay guys, I got everything hooked up. We're gonna turn on the unit. We hear the pump start. Now I have the turbo nozzle on it. And we'll show you here just how well it works at cleaning the cement off. As you can see, it's doing a really fine job of cleaning off this cement. Now, if you'll listen, you hear the unit running. I'm gonna let off the handle, and you can hear that difference. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the surface cleaner, and I'm gonna attempt to do this with one hand. There we go. I'm gonna show you guys how it works with the surface cleaner. Now, like I told you before, this is the larger surface cleaner made for gasoline units. But if you take your time with it, hope you can see that. You can see it really does a great job on the cement. Okay guys, I've hooked up our foam cannon. I'm going to show you, this thing really puts out an extreme amount of foam. Works really, really well. Puts out great foam. So y'all, as you can see, this pressure washer really does a great job around the house. Now this unit right now on the Home Depot website is $299. And I'll put a link for that for you guys down below so you can check it out. But if you're using this thing in a residential environment, whether you need a foam cannon, a surface cleaner for your driveway, or just a regular turbo nozzle, this thing really does a great job. There's no more maintenance as with a gasoline engine. We just have an electric motor. It either works or it doesn't. It's got a 3-year warranty from Ryobi on the machine. And guys, I really think it does a great job. It's got great pressure, doesn't put out too much water, and I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. So guys, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And go ahead and leave a comment down below in the comment section and tell me what you think of the electric pressure washer. And guys, until next time, this is Everyday Man.